Good morning, dear dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great pleasure that I extend a warm and hearty welcome to each and every one of you as we gathered here today for the first National Symposium on Agriculture and Life Science, which was organized by the Faculty of Animal Science and Export Agriculture of Uva University.
Uva University, a pioneer in Sri Lanka's higher education landscape, stands as an entrepreneurial university uniquely dedicated to enhancing the natural resource base. Proudly contributing well-rounded graduates to our nation, UW innovatively addresses knowledge gaps among undergraduates, representing its commitment to holistic education and sustainable solutions. With a fervent commitment to advancing the nation's progress, UW inaugurates the first National Symposium themed Shaping the Future with Research and Innovation.
The symposium invites researchers to discuss, share, and broadcast their research findings in a distinguished gathering of intellects deeply involved in shaping the technopreneurial journey of our country. As Sri Lankans, we believe that lighting the traditional oil lamp brings blessings and ensure the success of an important event. So, making the commencement of this significant event, lighting the traditional oil lamp, I cordially invite
Professor Kolithabi Wijesekara, Vice Chancellor Sir of Uva University. Professor Rangika Halwathura, the keynote speaker of today's forum. Mr. Anuradha Gamage, the guest of honors of today's event. Professor Saman Herat, Dean, Faculty of Animal Science and Export Agriculture. Professor Ruwan Ranasinghe, Dean, Faculty of Management. Professor Chaturanga Senaratna, Dean, Faculty of Technological Studies. Professor Amala Ratnayaka, Dean, Faculty of Applied Sciences.
Professor Dinesh Jayasena, Head Department of Animal Science, Dr. Lalit Amaratunga, Head Department of Export Agriculture, Professor Janaka Vijayasinghe, Head Department of Food Science and Technology, Dr. T. Prathipan, Acting Librarian of Uva University, Ms. Taranga Pereira, Bursa of Uva University,
Dr. Kasun Meeghakumbura, the Coordinator of National Symposium on Agriculture and Life Sciences, Ms. Ayanta Abegunawardana, the Secretary to the Symposium, and would like to invite a presenter as well to join with the lighting oil lamp.
and also we invite Dr. G. Chandrasena for Vice Chancellor Sir of Uva University.
Respected guests and fellow citizens, may we all rise in unity and reverence as we honor our nation and the university with the playing of the national anthem followed by the university anthem. You are kindly requested to rise from your seats.
Sundara Siri
Now, I extend a heartfelt invitation to Dr. Kasun Miga Kumbura, the coordinator of our inaugural National Symposium, to offer a pleasing welcome.
Good morning to all of you. National Symposium on Agriculture and Life Sciences, NSALS 24, is the maiden undergraduate research symposium of the Faculty of Animal Science and Export Agriculture of the Uvavalasa University, Sri Lanka. This was a dream for us for a long time, and I'm so happy to be here as the inaugural coordinator to welcome you on this occasion. First and foremost, I warmly welcome our Vice Chancellor, Sir, Professor Kolitha B. Wijesekara, who's the chief guest for this occasion. Thank you, sir, for coming here despite of your busy schedules, coming here and gracing this occasion. The theme of today's symposium is shaping the future with research and innovation. And we have one of the best persons to discuss about this topic, Professor Rangika Halvathura from the Moratuwa University of Sri Lanka. Professor Rangika, we welcome you for this inaugural symposium. And also I would like to welcome our guest of honor, Mr. Anuruddha Gamage from Kalani Valley Plantation, a renowned HR professional who is with us here as our guest of honor. Sir, we welcome you to this occasion. Also, I like to welcome the council members, deans of the faculties, former Dean and Vice Chancellor, Sir, Berza, librarian, research committee chairman of Uvavalasa University, heads of the departments who have come to join with us today. I truly welcome you, sirs and ma'ams, for this occasion. Distinguished professors, senior lecturers, experts who have joined with us today as session chairs and panel members from Peradeniya University, Sabaragamu University, Eastern University, and other faculties of Uvavalasa University. On behalf of organizing committee, great to see you here, sir, ma'am. I kindly, on behalf of organizing committee, I welcome all of you and hope you will give your fullest support throughout this day to have these sessions going on. Furthermore, we have representatives from our sponsors, Bartlett, CIC Agribusiness, CIC Crop Guard, Janashakti Insurance, DFCC Bank, Browns, and also TV Derana, who's our media partner here. Without your support, this event would have never been materialized. Thank you so much for your kind support and being with us here today. In addition, I would like to welcome the team leaders, track coordinators, members of the organizing committee who are here and who have helped us immensely to have this National Symposium on Agriculture and Life Sciences. Last but not least, without the authors and presenters, a symposium would not be there. So thank you so much for coming here online and also physically participating here with us. And I will warmly welcome all of you. Finally, the 3MT judging panel, 3MT finalists, media personnel from Badul area, supporting staff, students who are here to witness this event. Thank you so much. I warmly welcome all of you to this event. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you very much for the warm welcome. Next, I cordially invite Professor Saman Herath, Dean Faculty of Animal Science and Export Agriculture, to address the gathering.
Very good morning, everybody. Vice Chancellor, sir. So you are the chief guest of the day, and Mr. Aniruddha Gamage, the guest of honor, Dr. Gamini Chandrasena, former Vice Chancellor and the Dean of the Faculty of Animal Science and Export Agriculture, all the deans of the faculties, council members, Professor Rangika Halvatura, the keynote speaker of the day, and then acting librarian, acting bursar, and all the sponsors, coordinator and the secretary of the NCELS 24, chairpersons, panelists, and then heads of the departments and all my dear colleagues, academic and non-academic staff members, dear presenters and all the well-wishers. So at the beginning, I would like to express the gratitude of the Faculty of Animal Science and Export Agriculture for all the distinguished guests and also all the participants for being here with us, considering our invitation. And also I express my pleasure for making NCELS 24 a reality in this day. So the credit should go to the all faculty members of the Faculty of Animal Science and Export Agriculture. So we as a Faculty of Animal Science and Export Agriculture, so being in the vision of the university, always try to excel in teaching and learning, research and outreach activities covering all levels of education, undergraduates, postgraduates, and extramural levels, focusing value addition to agriculture and related resources using scientific knowledge and also the advanced technological approaches. So this is the path that we have recognized to meet the vision of the university, and as a faculty that should do a contribution for the development of the university. So during this journey, during last couple of years, we were talking about how we should further elaborate our contribution to expand the research culture within the university and also within the faculty. So as a result, actually, we got this National Symposium on Agriculture and Life Sciences into the stage. So there were some reasons behind actually. So for example, if I highlight them, one is the International Research Conference of the UWU, or the Uva University, is normally held in May, June, during that period. But other than us, all other faculties do their research projects in the first semester. But in our case, we do that in the second semester. Therefore, it is very hard for us to meet the requirements of the International Research Conference of the Uva University. Therefore, we thought of having how we should tackle or find a solution for this. So that was one thing we concerned. And a couple of years ago, another thing at the university level, we were talking about how the research opportunities are given to the faculties to have their own faculty level symposia. So we thought of initiating this as the Faculty of Animal Science and Export Agriculture. So that was the second reason that we thought of doing this. And in 2020, under the Department of Export Agriculture actually we initiated an academic session where we were having kind of, a research session for the undergraduates of the Department of Export Agriculture. Then at the faculty level, we thought maybe we can expand that one into the whole faculty. Therefore, we thought we should have a kind of a symposium that could be, given the opportunity for all our undergraduates. So all these were the reasons actually behind for having the National Symposium on Agriculture and Life Sciences to come to this level. So if we take this maiden National Symposium on Agriculture and Life Sciences, the year 2024, so that is actually the maiden symposium of this. So we hope to continue this in every year, possibly in the month of January. So this time we have the theme of the shaping the future with research and innovations. So we believe that that comes under the vision of the university as well, and also that addresses many of the things that we want to talk, meeting the present requirements. And the other aim is to provide the opportunities for the undergraduates or the budding researchers to groom in research culture, actually, and to have exposure and experience in how the research should be done and how they should contribute. So in this case, in NCELS 24, we have set 8 tracks, and we are going to present 100 presentations, 100 research different presentations. So other than the UW undergraduates, we have received some research papers from other universities as well, 10 different universities, and also some 3 other external organizations. So I think we have met the requirement. We wanted to have a kind of national level undergraduate symposium. So with this, we have given the opportunity to many of the undergraduates of different places of the university. And also, we have considered about the research papers that addresses the national needs or the national issues. Therefore, I think we have done the justification for the term national through this research symposium. So I would like to highlight another thing under this symposium, that is 3MT competition. So far we have held 2 different competitions, and then we have taken the third one, and we have coupled that one also to the National Symposium on Agriculture and Life Sciences. So that will be a key part or the key component of this symposium. There are 14 presenters ready to show their colors in this 3MT competition, and we wish you all the best, and we would like to see your talents. And at the same time, I would like to take this opportunity to nominate the next year coordinator and also the secretary. So then they have enough time to continue the activities, especially related to organizing. So the coordinator will be Dr. Duminda Senaviratna, and the secretary will be Ms. Pratibha Kahandage. So those two will take over the responsibility from the present coordinator and the secretary to continue the activity relevant to the next year, in NCELS 25. Finally, I would not take that much time, and best wishes to all presenters. So we believe that you would do your best for making successful this event. And again, I appreciate all participants, all the guests, and all the presenters and all. And finally, I would like to appreciate again my staff members who did a great job to bring this NCELS 24 into this level. So I know how hard they worked during last couple of months. So finally, we came to this level. And at the end, Dr. Kasun Meegaha Kumbura and Ms. Ayanta Gunawardhan, they were the coordinator and the symposium secretary. So they had the huge responsibility and task to cover. I think they did a great job. Thank you very much. And finally, I would like to wish all the best for everybody and also the NCELS 24. So I hope this will be a wonderful and a memorable day in the history of Uvavelas University and also in the Faculty of Animal Science and Export Agriculture. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It's with great pleasure and honor that I announce our chief guest for this symposium, a renowned personality whose insight and accomplishments have left an indelible mark on academia. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my distinct pleasure to invite our chief guest, Professor Koritha Wijesekara, the Vice Chancellor of Uva Wellassa University, to address this esteemed gathering.
Professor Saman Herat, the Dean of Faculty of Animal Science and Export Agriculture. Professor Halvatura, the keynote speaker for today's symposium. Mr. Arnold Gamage, the guest of honor from Kalani Valley Plantations. Other distinguished guests, deans of the faculties, council members, professors, heads of departments, academic staff members, students, presenters, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It gives me a great pleasure to stand before you and address such a prestige event. The inaugural Symposium NSALS 2024, organized by the Faculty of Animal Science and Export Agriculture. In the address by Professor Herat, he mentioned the reasons behind initiating the symposium. Our flagship symposium is the IRCUW International Research Symposium of Uva Wellassa University that we are continuously holding since last 10 years or so. However, because of the semester arrangement, agriculture faculty always try to come and fix with the deadlines of the symposium at the last moment. Sometimes symposium organizers had to wait until agriculture faculty come with their submissions to the symposium. So even before this initiation, there was a decision from the university side to encourage the faculties to have their own research symposia, because the IRCUW, the main symposium that our university holds, is hugely competed. The competition there is so high. So because of the time limitations, we do it in 2 days, and track limitations, the number of entries, the presentations, the abstract that we published had to be limited. And so many submissions, but only less than half of it goes to the final proceedings. Doesn't mean that the other research submissions are less significant and less important. They're equally important, but lack of spaces, we were compelled to sort of select even against our concessioners, and knowing that these are very good research. reportings. So in that light, we thought of opening this to faculties to organize their own symposium. But I'm very glad that Faculty of Animal Science and Export Agriculture has gone beyond its mandate and taking the faculty symposium concept to the national level. It's highly commendable. And even you open this up to all other universities. What I heard is that there are submissions from 10 national universities and equal number of other institutes. When I go through these tracks, I see very interesting areas: agriculture economics, business management, extension and entrepreneurship, agriculture engineering, agriculture microbiology and biotechnology, animal production and technology, aquatic sciences, crop production, food science and technology. The most interesting to me is environmental science and climate change. So this is something that we don't have even in our main symposium. So this tract, I would like to keep a close tap and look, and I'll be really interested to follow this track. And then we know our university has the vision of become the center of excellence for value addition. All our research have been geared, and our main focus is in this area. And Faculty of Animal Science and Export Agriculture has always been in the front line when it's come to do research on value addition, innovations and inventions. And not long ago, that the faculty has ranked first among the Faculty of Agriculture to produce the highest number of publications divided by the number of staff serving in the faculty. That was in 2017. And recently, one of the staff members have been ranked in the first 2% in world ranking when it's come to animal science and related research. It's huge achievements. And I know you always couple this symposium with 3MT competition. Right? This is going parallel to this program today. And I'm equally interested to see the innovations for this time. I heard there are 50 of them. So this symposium entertains 100 oral presentations, so huge encouragement, and adapt the hybrid mode. So that has undoubtedly widened the access, because we are placed away from our location, is away from the main cities. So traveling from Colombo takes a lot of time. I'm sure Professor Hallathura must have experienced this today. However, it is a wise decision to open this up, even without the shadow of the COVID. You open this up online, so I'm sure it is an encouragement for the presenters and researchers who are having busy schedules and still want to participate in this symposium. So without going into much details about our research and innovation history, I'm sure your theme, Shaping the Future with Research and Innovation, is very timely. In my personal opinion, that agriculture sector, agriculture and related sectors that you widen it as life sciences, it's a very broad area, can play a major role through their research, aiming at inventions and turning those inventions to innovation And that is one of the key ways that we can support our economy and take our country away from this recession that we all experience. So this fact has been proven all over the world. So when you are having a background, on the way through is to commercialize your inventions and do innovations and then support our economy. And agriculture sector has a huge responsibility in this regard. Supply the food for the nation as well as your mandate, export agriculture, to see that our agricultural goods bring the vital cash that the country is currently in bad need. So, I wish today's session will be a very fruitful one. I congratulate the presenters for their efforts and thank you for presenting your findings and decide to select this symposia to present your findings. And I thank and congratulate the faculty for the enormous work that you have put, or the effort that you have put in organizing this. It's a huge task. And I'm glad that this is the first official event that I attend after I assume duties as the Vice Chancellor, and it's a great start for the year 2024. So thanks once again for inviting me. I'm sure that this is going to be a continuing activity. That's what I got, the impression that I got, because today itself that they have appointed the organizers for the next event. So this, I think, would be an annual event and one of the important academic and research activity of the UW calendar. So thank you again for inviting me. I wish you a great day ahead.
Dear sir, thank you very much for your inspirational words and thoughts. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I extend a special invitation for Professor Saman Hera, Dean, Faculty of Animal Science and Export Agriculture, and Professor Dinesh Jayasena, Head, Department of Animal Science, lead the launch of proceedings and graciously hand it over to our distinguished invitees. You are kindly requested to come to the stage.
The first proceeding will offer to Professor Korithabi Wijesekara, Vice Chancellor Sir of Uvalasa University.
Next, I would like to call upon Professor Rangika Halvatura, Professor in Civil Engineering, Faculty of Engineering, University of Moratuwa, to accept the proceedings, being the keynote speaker of today's forum.
Next, I would like to invite Mr. Anuruddha Gamage, General Manager, Head of Human Resource and Corporate Sustainability, Carnivore Plantations, Sri Lanka, to accept the proceedings, being the guest of honor of today's event. Thank you, sirs. As we progress through our agenda, we find ourselves at a juncture that promises the illumination of minds through the wisdom of a distinguished figure, the keynote speaker of this prestigious.
Dear Sir, Madam, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we have the privilege of being in the presence of an eminent scholar, a professor, and a practitioner in the field of civil engineering. He is Professor Rangika U. Halwatura. Professor Halwatura is a renowned academic and researcher affiliated with the Department of Civil Engineering at the University of Moratuwa, Sri Lanka. His expertise, knowledge, and experience span various domains, including sustainable materials and design, green technology, construction management, structural design, project planning and monitoring, computer-aided server-based project planning and monitoring, forensic engineering, and building information modeling. He obtained his PhD in civil engineering in 2008 from the University of Moratuwa and BSc Honours in Engineering with a first class in 2004 from the same university. He has been working as a chartered engineer since 2011. From April 2019 to August 2021, Professor Halwatura served as a commissioner of the Sri Lankan Inventors Commission, demonstrating his unwavering commitment to the innovation and advancement. His visionary contribution in this role have left an indelible mark on the landscape of inventions and creativity. Across international boundaries, Professor Halwatura broadened his impact by serving as a visiting professor at the prestigious St. Petersburg Polytechnic University in Russia. His global reach and collaboration have fostered international cooperation and the exchange of cutting-edge knowledge. Furthermore, Professor Halwatura's eminence is highlighted through his role as a chairman of the advisory committee to the Urban Settlement Development Authority under the Ministry of Urban Development and Housing. He has shared his knowledge and expertise in various national committees for the development of Sri Lankan education system. His remarkable collection of accomplishments encompass 56 refereed journal articles, 2 books, 1 book chapter, and 125 abstract and extended abstract in conference proceedings. He also has served as a reviewer in Elsevier Journal publications, Taylor and Francis publications, Hindavi publications, and Journal of Environment Treatment Techniques, JETT. Professor Halwatura's contribution to the field of innovation and intellectual property are nothing short of remarkable. To date, he holds 50 national and international patents and 3 industrial designs. Additionally, he has received 1 Patent Cooperation Treaty, or PCT. Professor Halwatura has been invited to participate in significant events and conferences in various capacities, including keynote speaker, guest speaker, and resource person. Furthermore, he has provided exemplary mentorship and guidance to a substantial number of aspiring scholars, evidencing his dedication to academic leadership through the supervision of nearly 80 masters and PhD students. He has received Presidential Merit Awards in Environmental Conservation for Rubber Stabilized Earth Block for Load-Bearing Walls 2023, Presidential Merit Award in Environmental Conservation for Fly Ash Stabilized Self-Compacting Earth Blocks for Load-Bearing Walls in 2023, Presidential Environmental Awards for Best Environmental Friendly Innovation in 2021-2022, Presidential Award for Academic Publications in 2018 and 2020, Presidential Merit Awards in Public Works and Infrastructure Engineering for Mud Paving Block 2018, Presidential Merit Awards in Public Works and Infrastructure Engineering for Mud Concrete Block in 2018, Presidential Merit Awards in Public Works and Infrastructure Engineering for Self-Compacted In-Situ Cast Mud, CVCD Excellence Awards for Most Outstanding Inventor or Innovator 2022, and many more awards which I have not listed here. In his personal capacity, he works as a resource person for many external courses conducted by the University of Moratuwa and a consultant to many development projects in Sri Lanka. With those remarks, please join me in a warm welcome to the exceptional Professor Rangikayu Halwatura. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and very good morning to you all, and thanks for the kind introduction given. Well, coming to UOLS University was sort of a dream I had in my life, because I was your founder, VZ Chandra was one of my very good friend, and he always talked about your university, saying this is different, this is completely different to other universities. So I really felt that difference, not today. Well, even though I didn't visit this particular university before, I'm so happy to say that I have two students, postgraduate students. One was recently completed, about 2-3 days. She completed her PhD under my supervision, so I had wonderful two good students. So from this university and from this particular faculty. So I know you are different, so I felt the difference for many years now. And starting with, I should congratulate to hold this particular beautiful conference, and also inviting me as the keynote speaker and giving me the privilege of enjoying your university, this different university in a different form. Without wasting much time, I'll straight away go to my topic. I'm going to talk about innovation and sustainability. The theme of the conference is the going forward to the future with the research and innovation. When it's innovation, it's really not the invention. It's not really about the research. It's going a little bit forward. It's not, the invention, and not even at the invention level, you are going further and further, and you are reaching the level of innovation. That's the whole concept, whole target. So I mean, that's the way forward for sure. As a country, there are a lot of inventions happening. I mean, there are a lot of people who hold patents. I don't believe they are doing much. I mean, including myself, maybe sometimes. Because you get the patent, you secure the intellectual property, and you lock it in a cupboard saying, okay, I have this much of patents, and that's sort of a luxury they are enjoying, but nothing adding back to the country. So as university academics, we have to, in a way, we have to be a little bit ashamed. We get the public fund. We always ask the government to give us funding for research. But what is the value addition to the country? That is questionable. I'm not really talking about yourself as a whole. I mean, Sri Lankan academics, we have to critically think about what we are doing. Are we really doing a value addition? Yes, of course we are doing, because we are creating the cream to take up the country and take the way forward. That is teaching side. But the universities and the university students, the academics, are not really there to teach, but to create new knowledge. Create the knowledge and do the disseminations. Are we really doing that? So that is the question. We always blame the people, the politicians, saying for 75 years they destroy the country, but behind we are also responsible, I could say, including myself. So with that note, I think this particular conference has a big value, the research going to the innovations. Let me start my presentation taking you back to about 3,300 years back. So this is, believe me, this is a roof tile. I mean, this is the oldest roof tile which we found in Sri Lanka, and that has the history goes back to 3,300 years back. This was found in Anuradhapura. It's not where you see as Anuradhapura today. It's about 32 feet down from where you see Anuradhapura today. The people who lived in this particular blessed country, not the best country. I mean, still, for me, this is the best country. But we could say this is the blessed country, this is the best blessed country. So in this blessed country, we found this particular tile. This is nothing big new within this. They got the clay, they tamped it, and they burned the tile with a small hole at the top, and they made this particular tile. And even today, we can see this as a roof tile. You'll not be able to find this particular roof tile in any museum in the country. This is there at my university at the moment. I'm doing a PhD on how they got this particular shape and the concept. That's my one running PhD at my university. One of my students doing, trying to decode the concept behind this roof tile. They came from the jungle to the village. They started their life and how it was evolved. Well, keep that aside. I'm going to your left side. Once again, that's again a roof tile. That history goes back to 1,800 years, again coming from Anuradhapura. You can see the cross-section of the tile. That's my 2 fingers, actually. So with the fingers, you will be able to see the cross-section of the tile. It's, again, a clay tile, but not like the previous tile. It's a pressed tile, like what you have in your home. So it's a pressed tile, but over the pressed tile, there's a glazing layer of about 1 millimeter or less than 1 millimeter. We all have done science for our A-levels or even O-levels. We know about the coefficient of thermal expansion of materials, material to material exchange. And you know what will happen if you play with temperature in a material. So it expands. If it is not really expanding the same manner, that will crack or even burst. But this particular tile, believe me, they have burned at a temperature of 850 centigrades. To me, it's wow, wow, wow. 2 materials touching together, burning at a temperature of 850. Amazing. So they have found a way to mesh the thermal coefficient of thermal expansion of material. We still don't know how they have done it. So that again another PhD happening at my university. But the concept behind, the innovations and innovations always coming with the real, genuine problem. Anuradhapura is not like the area where you stay. Your temperature is very low, but when you go to Anuradhapura, it's really hot. So you think about your home, maybe your hometown is not from this area, maybe in a hot region, how you have achieved your comfort without the air conditioner. You let the heat to enter into the building, then you have the insulation layer. That is what we do today. But these people, they found a mechanism to reflect the heat at the top level. Amazing. The concept, take that out, but the way they have achieved. Simple technology. This particular technology was not taught at Uvavelas University or Morato University. That is basically coming from the history and maybe learned from the nature. But finally, they managed to come up with a product which can be used and which was lasted 1,800. That's why this particular piece of the tile is there with me at my university. To me, it's wow, really wow. But unfortunately, we lost this particular technology halfway, and we are trying to decode the same technology. This is one simple example from the history. You take any construction, this is my field. You take any construction from the history, you have a lot to learn. You go to Dambulla, all these paintings were not really imported from the West. They were all made in Sri Lanka. All the raw materials were really from Sri Lanka, and all these the creations are either natural or near natural. That's the basic concept. And finally, even today, you have them there. You take the same Dambulla, the painting, you take the painting out, but to get this, the real color, they haven't got the spotlights or the flashlights. They have used the natural light, got the natural light in. With the reflection, they got the beauty. Not only that, you take any conditioned building, indoor space, you have the mold growth or moss growth on the walls. But here, for more than 1,000 years, nothing like that. They created the turbulence, they got the air in, they created the turbulence where all the humid was flushed out. If you are to do this particular modeling today, you need to have finite element simulation and a wind tunnel. These people have done it with the knowledge they got from the history. Amazing. To me, it's really amazing. Even we can't understand how they created. I mean, these are not the Ravana stories. These really, really existing stories. We yet to find how they have done it. You're going back to your field, the agriculture, one could say, I mean, there were about 100, 200 odd numbers of people living. They went to the jungle, picked something, and ate, and they happily lived. But I'm not going to believe that. There were millions, definitely there were millions of people. Look at the previous slide, the creations. So there could have been millions of people lived in that particular era. But they knew one important fact, which you and I know, but we don't want to believe. That is, they knew that they are going to die one day. We people at the ICU bed, the last minute, the last second, we are trying for the next second. I mean, I'm not going to say it's bad. It's good. But still, we have to understand, we will leave this particular blessed place one day. These people, they knew that. They got the land plot given to them, got the maximum productivity, maybe 10 times or 100 times what we talk today. They had a happy life than us because our life is really, really complex. Their life was very simple. They had a happy life than what we are enjoying today. And they did the minimum harm to the nature. That's why we have a beautiful setup today, thanks to these people. From there, going to the medicine, I'm not really talking about the Ayurvedic medicine which came with King Vijaya. We had a history of the Helavedakama. I'll take one simple example from the Helavedakama. There's something called Rasavedakama. Rasavedakama is basically dealing with the rasa, the mercury. So the mercury is a heavy metal. I mean, we don't want to touch. But these people, they got the mercury, put the mercury into a stone cup with a stone stick. They were working with the material for days and hours. And they converted mercury to a useful and a very strong drug carrier which can be drank. Amazing. We talked about the nanotechnology today. Today, unfortunately, for Rasavedakam, it still exists in Sri Lanka, but we get the material from India. But this was basically started from Sri Lanka. Very unfortunate. So that's the history. I mean, if you really want to do research and innovations, there are a lot for us to get from the history. From there, I'm going to take you to where we live today. The top one, the top house is very poor, very poor house. The middle one, it could say a poor house. The bottom one, wow, it's a super state-of-the-art, sustainable, a green building where you have all the sophisticated arrangements, sophisticated technologies. You have all the fine-tuning, building information system, the simulations are all done. A cross-section of the housing in Sri Lanka. I'm not going to stop at that particular point. I'm taking you to Colombo. There's the main street before the independence. And the second image is the main street today. So the top one, we were very, very poor, Sri Lanka before the independence, and today we are developed. I'm not going to say we are developing because we are developed, because this is the level where we can ever think of reaching if we stand this way. So it's us. We are trying to, again, start the engine, that is you and I. If you do it, we can say this is a developing country. If not, this is a developed country. So you can see the difference between the two cities, two streets. And I'm not going to stop there. I'm going to take you to the world modernist city, the best green city in the world, that is Hong Kong City. When you talked about the sustainability, that's my key theme of the day today. We always forget these, and we talked about the best city, the green city is Hong Kong, and the model house is that where you have all the sophisticated technologies. But if you really want to talk about the sustainability, we forget these structures. If you go into the roots of the problem, you have thousands of sophisticated problems created by yourself, and you use the so-called science to find thousands of answers. Again, you are trying to use the science and maths to find the best solution. And we say, wow, yes, we found the best solution, and we are sustainable, and we are green. But the people who lived in those two houses, They have very simple questions, and they try to solve them in the natural or a near natural way. But they never are happy because of you and I, because we have set a benchmark saying, look, I mean, that is the sustainability, you should go there. But really, that is what sustainability means. So we created thousands of sophisticated problems by ourselves, and we are not really happy still, because we are trying every day, we are adding questions to our life, and finally, we use the science, the modern science, to solve them, thousands of answers again, and to pick the best solution, the optimum solution, we again do another PhD to find the best solution, and we call, wow, that is science. There's something missing. So that is what we need to understand. This is what the real sustainability has created. I always say the sustainability, the term is very political, so we have to understand the politics behind the sustainability world. The best option given by the nature was COVID. I don't know how many of you can remember COVID, because normally Sri Lankan can't remember things more than 1 week or 3 months. I don't know, but if you can't remember what was happened at the COVID time, I'll show you 2 images. This was one busy city of China before the COVID lockdown in 2019 December, and 14 days, exactly 14 days after the lockdown of this particular city, you can see what has happened. For 1,000 or 100 years, that is what we have done. In this side, the nature recovered within 14 days. That is in this side. Amazing. If you can't remember COVID, let me take you to the last year, not the year before, 2022, December. This is normal Colombo, and this is what was happened in 2022 December. There was a cloud coming from India, and that again, I mean, we could say it's Indian, and we can blame the people who lived in India, but still, that's human created this whole story. Let me show you an interesting, this is what was happened throughout our journey from the history, from the monkey. We wanted to, with the science, let's say artificial intelligence, the robots and all, this is what we wanted to do. But unfortunately, this is what we have exactly done. We talked about inventions, we talked about innovations, but finally, we have killed the nature. Every step we put forward, we have destroyed the nature. This was a very interesting cartoon from the internet. You and I, we are talking to the sun. I mean, it's not from this area, let's say from the Colombo area. So it talks to the sun and say, well, you need to go to your settings, you go to your display settings, please reduce the brightness, it's really hot for me to stay. The sun replies and say, I'm sorry, I haven't done any changes for millions of years. You go to your settings, you increase the number of trees, so it's a big list, and finally the sun says, you need to change the mode now. Like you're in your phone, you need to change the mode from the auto mode to the human mode. We should try to hear this particular story, but yet to understand that we are no longer humans at the moment. Even here, I mean, it's automatic. We get the phone and we check what's happening. We check whether we got a message. So we are automated, and we stuck with the technology, leaving aside, and we blame the nature and the environment, saying, you're punishing us. Not really punishing, they are punishing. We are punished by ourselves by changing the mode. Now it's high time for us to shift the mode from auto to human. Vanasima to mulai, mulamataka vima. So that is something we have to critically think, especially as undergraduates. You have something for you to think beyond what you are studying at the university. So that is my story. I think when I come to the keynote, I should not stop the keynote without talking about myself and what I'm doing at my university. If anybody asks, who am I, this is what I'm going to show them. It's not to say that I'm having a bath every morning, but I'm always love to get the problem and try to solve it in a natural or a near natural way. When the entire world is busy with the technology, I always love to be with the nature. So that's maybe a passion I always love to develop throughout my career. If anybody asks further, who am I? Sound, please. Anyway, this is a small, it is not to say that I'm Sound is not playing. A tabla player, but anyway, I am always try to link link the natural rhyme about the music with a small blend, and finally, it's okay. Try to do something new to the. That's okay. Come on. Okay, that's okay. Right, so that's what I was doing throughout my life. I'm sorry you missed the chance of hearing the beautiful music. Anyway, let me take you to my the first patent. The inspiration was basically this: the Vespaby, the Rankubala. So the Vespaby get the clay, he mix with the saliva, make a thin wall for the next generation. And if you ask what is the best or the comfort or the model the house you spent, I could show these wattle and herb houses. I mean, that's amazing, that experience. The nature, the living with the nature, and the comfort, it's amazing. So with this inspiration, I started, or not really me, it's a big team working together. We built the first, the invention from under my name. And we didn't stop at that particular point. You look at this particular bird, I mean, he's doing the same, the story, he get the clay, mix with water, but he mix some fiber and make a stronger wall than the Vespaby. So I'm a person who loves to work with the circular economy, not in the linear economy. So get the waste material, upcycling. So we have tried a lot of natural and the waste materials, starting from Daul Kurundu. That was a big list, and finally we ended up securing 6 patents for mud-based construction. And all these things are not really inventions that has gone to the market now. It's practicing in the field. I told you, I mean, it's not really me, it's a big team working together. You can see it's not engineers, I mean, there are a lot of other professions. We know mathematics, 1 + 1 is always 2, but when it comes to people, it has bigger value if you select the correct team. So that's in a way, it's my success, because I always pick the people from other disciplines. I'll show you a few examples. These, I mean, you all know this Sigiriya, the Cadapath powder, the mirror wall. So I want to decode the same, the mirror wall concept. And we started with water purification alum sludge. You know, the drinking water is colorless, but when it's at the river, it's with a color. So you add the alum to settle the sludge, these tiny, the clay particles. So we got that particular weight. It's a worldwide, the problem now, we got the clay. We formed it with natural and some processes, and we secured the patent, and finally we managed to get the same Cadapath powder, the mirror wall, the coating, the wall putty with water alum sludge. In stop at that particular point, you may have seen these, the resins at your garden sometimes. So we started decoding the ancient coating systems. Started with the resins, natural resins. We collected them and we processed them, and finally we managed to get the same coating which we had at Sigiriya paintings. So the coating was decoded very recently, and we recently applied for the patent. Once again, I mean, it's not me, it was a big team working together. So you can see there are many people from different universities, 1 or 2 civil engineers, but the rest of the people are from other disciplines. This is, as you well as a university and this particular faculty, you can be proud of. I mean, this is one of your students, very recently completed her PhD. We wanted to create a hybrid air purification system using plants. So we trained the plants, and it's basically coupled with IoT. You can sense the indoor quality, you get the parameters, and we train the trees where they can absorb the impurities in the air, and you can get a cleaner environment using the trees. So, air-conditioned spaces, we have the CO2 level is going up, so the CO2 level and all the other indoor parameters can be controlled using local herb plants, as well as some of the, the NASA recommended plants. So we worked them, and finally very recently we managed to complete this particular, the PhD. She graduated, say, a week ago. There again, I mean, you can see it's a big team working together. You have agriculture people, electronic people, and the plant specialist. So finally, we managed to got this down. In my first slide, you can remember I was talking about ancient technologies. I mean, you may think these potteries are, I mean, burned in two different colors with a mistake. Not really a mistake, actually. This particular technology, this red and blackware technology, was about 13,000 years old technology, but unfortunately, from 13,000 BC to 300 AC, this technology was there. Finally, that was totally gone out, and we don't have the technology. So we wanted to decode this particular technology, and it was, once again, it's a big team working together, so there were a lot of experiments happening here and there, and finally, we managed to, very recently, about a month ago, we managed to decode this particular old technology. I mean, it's a novel technology of, I mean, not really novel, the old technology, we decoded it, the shaping the pot, coloring, polishing, and finally burning without oxygen. So that's the talent, that's the technology they had before. They used the rice husk to burn it, but without oxygen. So there's a new way of burning, I mean, old way we decoded, and finally we managed to get this, the pottery done, and now the technology is again back to in state, and we are trying to commercialize this to say that we have I mean, this can be a very good industry for the export, and even the foreigners who are coming to the country, we can say that, I mean, we have a technology. I mean, this particular pot is 13,000 years old technology from Sri Lanka. So I think that's the idea behind this particular decoding. And once again, it's a big team working together. The archaeologists too, the architects, a very big team working for this particular research. This was there in my first slide as well. I mean, in 2014, Okinawa, Japan, they found the entire beach was, the coral reef was gone, and they started planting corals. That was in 2014, and 2022, 2023, it was a thick coral jungle. If you do the right thing with the right team, with the right intention, with a winning goal, the sustainability and innovation will be there. But this innovation has no future, inventions has no future unless you take that to the community. These not my parents or not my grandparents. I always love to, show this particular image. In 2015, I managed to build houses thanks to one UN mission for war-affected communities. This particular family have no one on earth at the moment. Everybody was basically killed. So they were living in a small shelter, 8x8 small tin shelter. And I managed to build a house with my inventions. That's me who's behind. I mean, it's 8 years ago. I mean, I was so young. So you can see the smile there. It's not really an LOL type smile. It's a very genuine, very, very pleasant smile. I always believe if I'm here, that is thanks to these people. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your inspirational, informative, and mind-opening talk. From your words, it's wow, wow, wow. Yes. So going with the agenda, next, your presence in this momentous event is truly an honor for all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to extend our heartfelt appreciation to our distinguished keynote speaker, Professor Rangika Halwathura. In a symbolic gesture of gratitude, I extend a warm invitation to Professor Saman Hera, Dean, Faculty of Animal Science and Export Agriculture, to grace the stage and present the token of appreciation. Let's express our thanks for the invaluable wisdom shared with us today I would like to cordially invite Professor Rangika Halwatura to receive the token of appreciation from Dean of the Faculty of Animal Science and Export Agriculture.
Thank you, sir. Our next agenda item promises to be a highlight of the day as we have the privilege of welcoming a distinguished guest of honor, a personality whose contributions to plantation industry are both inspiring and commendable. To extend the honor of introducing our esteemed guest of honor, I would like to invite Dr. Nuwan Veeravansha, Senior Lecturer of Department of Export Agriculture, to the stage.
Good morning to everybody, the esteemed keynote speaker, the respected council members, the deans of the faculties, heads of the departments, the acting librarian, the bursa, the professors, senior lecturers, the administrative staff members, distinguished guests, symposium delegates, students, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm honored to introduce the distinguished guest of honor for our research symposium, Mr. Aniruddha Thittagalla Gamage. They're currently serving as the head general manager of HR and corporate sustainability at Kelani Valley Plantations PLC, a flagship entity under the Haley's plantation sector. Mr. Gamage is a seasoned professional with an exceptional track record in plantation management and human resource management spanning over 23 years. Mr. Gamage commenced his career as one of the pioneer plantation management trainees in the country, graduating with BSc Agri Honours degree from esteemed Faculty of Agriculture, University of Pennsylvania in the year 2000. Throughout his career, he has held key positions, including senior state manager, showcasing exemplary leadership and achieving unbroken records in prestigious estates within the plantation sector. In 2010, Mr. Gamage successfully completed his MBA with a specialization in HRM from the Faculty of Graduate Studies, University of Sri Jayawardhanapura. Currently, he is furthering his academic pursuits by pursuing a PhD at the Postgraduate Institute of Humanities and Social Sciences, University of Pennsylvania. His impact on the industry is evident through numerous honors, both nationally and globally. Notable achievements include the National HR Excellence Gold Award in 2016, winner Asia Pacific HR Award for Quality Work Life in 2016, the winner the Global HR Excellence Award in 2017, and various others. So these awards underscore his commitment to innovative HR practices and organizational development, settling benchmarks nationally and internationally. A significant milestone in Mr. Gamage's career is leading the HR team to formulate the company's first ever HR strategic plan for 2014 to 2018, 2019 to 2022, and 2022 to 2025, emphasizing the cultivation of a knowledge management culture within the organization. Internationally recognized for his contributions, Mr. Gamage received the 100 Most Influential Global HR Professionals Award in 2017 from the World HRD Congress in Mumbai, India, and the Commonwealth HR Leadership Award for the Catalyst of Change in Organizational Knowledge Management at the Commonwealth Business Excellence Award 2023 in Singapore. And he was honored with the prestigious title of Most Outstanding HR Leadership in Plantation Industry at the South Asian Business Excellence Award held in Dhaka, Bangladesh. Mr. Gamage, notable achievements includes his role as an executive committee member of the Japan-Sri Lanka Technical and Cultural Association. I would like to refer it by abbreviation of JASTECA. As the chairman of JASTECA Institute of Management from 2018 to 2022, he significantly enhanced the cultural and technical ties between Japan and Sri Lanka, displaying exceptional leadership. Recognized for his contributions, he later served as the General Secretary from 2020 to 2022, and currently holds the position of Vice President for the term 2022 to 2024, reaffirming his commitment to JASTECA's mission and vision. Apart from his corporate endeavors, Mr. Gamage is an esteemed visiting lecturer in leading state and private sector universities. His diverse range of courses covers areas such as knowledge management, human potential management, transformational leadership, communication, strategic HRM, employee motivation and engagement, green HRM, and HR digital transformation. So in the realm of research, Mr. Gamage's interests encompass strategic HRM, knowledge management, knowledge value creation and sustainability, human care and productivity, and the psychological contract of employees and productivity. He has actively participated in and presented research papers at international research conferences hosted by Sri Lankan universities, contributing 8 research articles to International Index Journal. So ladies and gentlemen, so please join me to extend in a warm welcome to our guest of honor, Mr. Aniruddha Gamage, whose wealth of experience and expertise undoubtedly enriched the inaugural session of today's symposium. So Mr. Gamage, please accept my invitation, and so please be kind enough to come here and to address the gathering. Thank you.
Have a great morning. Not a very good morning, have a great morning. So thank you very much. First and foremost, I must convey my gratitude to the University of Uvavelas University of Sri Lanka and the faculty, the Dean of the faculty, and very specifically Professor Yvonne, inviting me to this very special event, and it's a national need of the country. So I'm not going to talk about a lot on introduction, because I think there was a whole lot of words were around about me, but I'm not a person that would like to have a long profile, but unfortunately or fortunately was adding day by day on various things. So my topic today to address this forum is effective engagement of graduates towards sustainable, ethical and responsible world of work. Let me have a small pause, because I have a small water bottle here, not to brand this particular bottle, but I have at the moment is undergone some treatments. I need some water frequently to drink. So that's why I'm keeping this. I think that I have your permission. Thank you. So moving forward, this topic is a little bit a topic that you need at the moment in our country, because we are talking about these buzzwords, sustainability, ethical, responsible in the corporate world. How best that we can achieve this with the existing resources, especially the human resource. This is about me. I'm not going to read about all these things. So before I move into my topic as the guest speech of the day, we'll have a close look at on the recent global challenges, why we have to talk about this topic, effective engagement into the corporate world. We'll have just glance to certain updates, what are the recent global challenges. Alana Sheikh, one of the best TEDx speaker, where in 2020, she did a very fantastic speech, motivational speech. Her speech based on the recently concluded the coronavirus. You can see 7.1 million views, that particular speech. But why it is so inspired. I'm not going to read out what she mentioned there, but thanks to Professor Halvatura giving me this golden opportunity to mention this again, repeated in this forum. Coronavirus has given a lot of opportunities for us to think, a lot of challenges to convert to the opportunities. She mentioned, this is not the last major outbreak we are ever going to see. In future, this will come in various features, various colors, various shapes. But it has been trained by the nature, the environment, and the outer environment, that it has given some thoughts, thinking, inner thinking, for us to see how best that we can turn these challenges into opportunities in future as well. Coming to the future megatrends, global megatrends, which in my definition I say A to E on the megatrends, on the global megatrends. What is A? The aging world, shift from young to old. The recent statistics have proved 45% increase in worlds over 60 years by 2030, and mind you, 80% of them in Asia. Shifting from young to old. The experience, knowledge is moving away from the windows. Boom in Asia, the new trend, shift from west to east. Just the Asia's new middle class, the worth is USD 10 trillion by 2030, and mind you, the 66% of global middle represented by the West. The cognitive tech. We are learning, we are hearing, we are observing various updates on this. The most important thing is shift from automation to intelligence. 60% of all jobs will be at least 30% automated. That means you are not losing the employees. By 2030, you will create many new jobs aligning to this concept. Fourth is, the megatrend is dense living, shift from nations to megacities. Now we have to, not deleting, but we have to ignore the definitions or the elaborations of the cities. We are going to talk about megacities. 45 megacities, over 10 million, and also 33 of them in Asia, and also in Africa. So you can see how these concepts are again conceptualizing in the different framework to address the future challenges as well. Then the eco-renewal, shift from crisis to circularity. We were talking about a crisis, but fortunately or unfortunately, history talks that we were not talking too much on the circularity. But analyzing the resource demand, the resource management, the limited resource management, the demand growth by 2030, 35% more on food, 40% more on water, and 50% more on energy. What these trends express to us, are we ready to take over these challenges in future? If you go to the average lifespan of a Fortune 500 companies, this has fallen from 75 years in 1950 to 50 years today, as at today. So 52% of the Fortune 500 in 2000 were gone by 2020. It means maybe they have defined as Fortune 500 companies, but have they done their strategies to face these challenges, the global challenges? If not, they will delete from the list. They have to delete themselves by the list. So global disruptions are continuously rolling out. The changes of the technology, the way we are using the technology, the environment, the platform, the landscapes, you can see the changes happening frequently. So it says the increase in global demand for sustainability framework in business landscape. I'm addressing you all today from the industrial perspective, how best that we can get the intellectual engagement into the corporate world to have a sustainable framework to face the future challenges. Sustainability, or in case we were referring, WSG, Environment, Economic, Social and Governance Framework. Nowadays, the corporate world, we are frequently debating, arguing, talking, discussing, and it has gone to the board level as well, where one time it was just buzzwords, it was just words that they were making use of their business purposes, but the world has changed, that the corporate has to be reframed, restructured based on the global need of the sustainability, the WSG. I'm not going to elaborate what are the goals and all. You are really thorough with that because that updates are coming to even the universities and even the school levels now. I'm not going to talk about sustainable definitions, and just to flow my presentation, I just put this slide. I think Professor Halvatura added a lot of value into this term, sustainability, meeting the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. You must have a strategy to get your needs in future without compromising the present resource base, which is depleting day by day in a rapid. So you know the sustainability approach consisted with profit, planet, and people, how it mixed properly the blend into the corporate world. And coming to the social sustainability, those days we were talking about the human rights, fair labor practices, living conditions, health, safety, wellness. Those were the words that we were talking previously in terms of social sustainability. That is about identifying and managing business impacts, both positive and negative, on people. See how the things were changed. In terms of buyers, or the people who are in this value chain as stakeholders, those who are interested on buying, demanding product and services, now they are asking from the producers, what is your social conversion ratio on PBT, PAT? That is the change happening in the local as well as global landscape. I'm representing plantation industry, 157 years old, prestigious industry in the country, where about 30, 40, 50 years back, we were just producing teas and it goes to the world as Ceylon tea. People used to buy with that brand name, but the things have changed. One of the great contributor to the country's GDP, what has happened today? What has happened today? The buyers, they were demanding, analyzing the competition among the other countries like Kenya, China, Vietnam, India. What are our conversion ratios on our PBT, PAT, the profits we are making back to the society or the people and the community? I'll take one classical example from my own company, the recent example, which has happened about 6-7 months back. The 38% market share, I'm not going to mention about the name, in Europe supermarket chain. A buyer who was with us about last 20 years, they were asking how best that they are willing to buy another 500,000 of tea, black tea from us, from one particular factory, which we were invested a lot on the nature-based tea production with the biodiversity conservation and all. So they were really interested on that, and also the community and the people engagement was there. They were asking, so they were demanding, they will buy another 500,000 of tea annually from us, from that particular factory, if our social conversion ratio, they have given a figure, is matched with this. So we have to think as corporate. I'm representing Sri Lanka's largest plantation sector, Haley's plantations. For us to be in the game, what should we do? We can just say that, okay, we can convert, but they are very smart. They want the scientific evidence, the data-driven scientific evidence, how best that we are doing it. So actually it was like a research for our R&D team to elaborate a concept and showcase them and to get into that particular agreement. So that is the changes happening. I'm taking an example out of plantation, a global brand. You know Tesla, one of the main environmental friendly vehicle. I'm not going to talk about technology. I'm not an engineer on that side. But take the concept out. The Tesla is one of the renowned brand. You know the technology. They were increasing their businesses. Demand was so high. Last May, the owner, Elon Musk, had a problem. He was losing the business position in the market. Reason he was searching that the battery of that particular electric vehicle was one of the main component is lithium. Lithium was sourced from some of the African countries, the lithium mines. They were searched, the buyers were searched, some of the buyer segments were searched on that. The lithium was extracted by use of child labor. Finally, they have issued a report. If they continue to do so, they will not buy that particular vehicle from them. So that is not a threat, but that is the need of the world at the moment, even though you have a top brand in the world. Moving forward, coming to environmental sustainability. We were talking about pollution, waste, energy, and so on. The themes have converted to check on the science-based targets, carbon conscious, carbon neutral, carbon positive, carbon precision agriculture, smart farming systems. So things were happening day by day. Coming to corporate governance, you can have best social management, you can have best environmental management in the corporate world. But if you have failed to report perfectly according to the world requirement at the moment, they will not accept your product or service. That is really critical from the European Union guidelines coming into the action from 2025 January. The changes are happening from 2024 January at the moment, the way you report it. From GRI reporting about a few years back, now we were changing to the Sustainability Accounting Standards Board, SASB board's reporting. Again, the European Union, they are going to impose certain guidelines, the way we have to report on the things that we are doing in the corporate world. Things are changing. Those are the needs. If not, we need to shift out from the corporate world. So reports previously from the corporate world, just the financial reporting, you are giving your profitability or whatever, but now we are talking about integrated reporting. Your annual report equally consisted with financial as well as non-financials. That is the requirement. So these are not just buzzwords, the icing on the cake. The responsibility, sustainability, business ethics has to be in the main strategic framework of the corporate world. So no more tolerance for whitewashing and greenwashing scenarios in corporate world. So those background analysis, why I have explored these things. So these are the current trends in future where you all will come into the world of work to serve and convert your knowledge back to the practice. So this is something that I have mentioned, your future world of work. It's not the ordinary world of work that you see today. Unrelenting business disruption and emerging global challenges, plus rising shareholder demands, is demanding to have intellectual engagement as a strategic process. So my topic I'm going to talk on this one is, you know this gentleman. We call him MJ, Michael Jordan, famous basketball player and one of the best businessmen at the moment in America. Once he mentioned, to win a game, you need talents. to win a championship, you need intellectual engagement. You see the difference? With the talents, you can win the game. Winning games is daily in the corporate world, in the academic world, you have. But for you to be a champion, by winning the championship, you need the intellectual engagement. We need graduates to fulfill the requirement. The intellectual engagement has to fulfill by the graduates from our universities. There are talents, knowledge, skills, competencies, and many more. Dr. Megha Gumara, we will excuse me another 5 minutes. So the problem is, where I'm not going to read out all my slides, where I have taken extracted from my slide, full of my slides, so I will ignore certain slides to manage with the time, but I will come to one of the key areas where I'm going to address. The Bill Gates says, I would rather choose a lazy person to do a hard job because a lazy person will find an easy way to do it. Perhaps a person becomes lazy because they are not fully engaged or maximizing the strengths. I'm not going to talk about lazy and active or whatever, but why he mean? What he's try to mean is that a person has to think differently to come out with some solutions for certain challenges. So, in the world of work, the engagement, the graduate or the employee engagement, once graduate come into the world of work, we call it employees, right? The employee engagement is necessary. These are some of the evidence where I can talk hours and hours on the stories, but the data will support me. So I'm going to read out all these things. These are from the recent research on the various global research for institutes. The need of the engagement, the effective engagement. Steve Jobs, who mentioned, you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backward. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. The engagement, intellectual engagement, is a kind of connecting dots. You can't connect the dots in front of you. Rather, you look at your backward. You have to think the patterns of the dots, the various patterns, various matches, then only you have to see how you best connect with the future, the dots in front of you as well. So that is the effective engagement. It is a game of physical, psychological, and emotional, the connectivity, because you can have physical connections in the workplace. We can see the first class owners, second upper class owners, they are coming every year to our organizations. Some are with high success level, some are not up to their potentials. Why? They have their qualifications, but they need to fulfill their requirement of psychological and emotional engagement as well in the world of work. So you need to understand the diversity, equity, and inclusion of the workplace. Especially, I'm going to talk about this slide, the multi-generational workforce at the moment you are facing. Especially forget about the silent generation, baby boomers, Generation X, and so on. Especially the millennials, Gen Y, people who are born from 1981 to 1996, and the Gen Z, the people between 1997 to 2010, 26 years old and younger, maybe your representation. Just go to Google and see what are the characteristics. You can see your own image from that. Right? So those are the things that we are analyzing at the moment in corporate world. How best that we cater the youngsters with these generational acceptances into, for us to achieve the corporate goals from our end. So some of the characteristics of this Gen Z and the changes in the organizational culture. So we are shifting now to people-first culture. The people are the most important pillar in the organizational structure, and also the work-life harmony. We talk those days about work-life balance, but we are talking about work-life harmony. And also the technological transformation with the new generations. They are tech-savvy because they really depend on the technology, so we have to cater in the workplaces how best that we can create the environment to suit with them. Influx of AI and machine learning, the new trends, and most important thing is, in an organization, you are talking about human resource management, but the character of human is missing in human resource management at the moment. We are struggling with equations, models, and structures, conceptual frameworks, but we are failing to transformation equation from this conceptual framework work into the practice. So that balance you need to generate within when you are coming into the world of work. So then, because of that, how do we achieve that is the power of engagement. Power of engagement linked with the energy you have. The most important thing is you need to unleash your energy, your potential. I'm going to that slide because of the timeline, because of time restriction. The unleash your potential is the most important thing, where you need to understand who you are, your potential, with your skills and competencies, and you need to have your framework, your own framework, how best that you can transform this potential into the practical outputs. So there are two main prominent complaints at the workplace. That is, the full potential being underutilized at work. That means maybe the newcomers are with full potential, whether the corporate world is not utilizing them fully. Second one is the raw talent is untapped. There's a failure in the mechanism at the workplace. So we need to address this issue from our end, not from your end, from our end, to create environment for us to absorb and transform you all into a practical world of work. Mind you, a ship is safe in harbor, but that's not what ships are built for. You all are great ships, but that itself not guarantee for you to be in success in world of work. We need ships willing to travel out of comfort zones. You have to come out from your comfort zone and apply what you learn into the practical aspects. Are you ready to experience new challenges? Are you ready to broaden existing horizons? Your skills, knowledge, abilities, your behavior, that is actions and attitudes, especially attitudes. We call it in practical world, attitude of gratitude, especially. And ready to take in risks that help to grow. Are you ready to get crisis into opportunity? Whether you can see from your own eyes how best you can transform your challenges into opportunities, and whether you have the innovator's DNA. I think that the Professor Halwatur added a lot of value into this, the innovations mindset, and also simple knowledge into deep distance. Finally, be a change agent. When I asked to raise hand from this forum, would you like to change? Surely I know, I don't have time to give that this in. All will raise their hands. But if I ask the second question, first question was whether you like to change. Second question was, who's going to change first? Normally in my public speaks, I never see in a single hand, because like this you can see hands on halfway. Very rare that you see the first. The change, people are talking change management, but how best that they have gone one step forward and do a change agent. Japanese, they are really believing this. The change, for you to be changed, you have to be really, first you have to be really unfreeze. You have to remove whatever the existing paradigm of yourself, and you have to change, and you have to establish and sustain on the change mindset. So I explain these things. The Charles Darwin once mentioned, it's not the strongest or the most intelligent who will survive, but those who can best manage change. He's not a management expert, but he quoted the above line concerning business, but his words seems to be echoing the business world. He's not a businessman, but his words definitely be in the business world. more than previously now, because that is a need. You need to understand the global change. You have to shift yourself and be ready to get the challenge. So my message today as a guest speaker, be the change you want to see in the world. You are a giant. Forget it. Don't forget it. You are a giant. You can do it. Thank you very much.
Distinguished invitees, deans of the faculty, head of the departments, all the academic, administrative, and non-academic staff members, presenters, and my dear students. Good morning, one and all. I stand here with heart full of gratitude on behalf of the organizing committee of NSALS 24. Our inaugural symposium has been tremendous success, and I want to express our deepest thanks to everyone who made it possible. First and foremost, our sincere appreciation goes to Professor Kolitha Wijesekara, Vice Chancellor, Uwawelasa University of Sri Lanka, for gracing this occasion as our chief guest, and for support, encouragement, as well as the guidance he provided during the process of organizing this event. Special thanks also extended to our keynote speaker, Professor Rangika Halwatura from Department of Civil Engineering, University of Moratuwa, for sharing insightful knowledge as our keynote speaker. Our heartfelt of gratitude is extended to Mr. Anuruddha Gamage, General Manager, Head HR and Corporate Sustainability, Kalindi Valley Plantation PLC, who served as a guest of honor for sharing valuable experience with us. We are also grateful to Professor Zaman Herath, Dean, Faculty of Animal Science and Export Agriculture. Three heads of the department serves as an advisory committee for the NSALS 24. A special acknowledgement goes to all the session chair, panel members, track coordinators, track conveners for their invaluable contribution to instrument in shaping the NSALS 24. To all the authors, presenters, your dedication to sharing significant research findings in different fields. The successful exclusion of this symposium would not have been possible without the diligent effort of editor-in-chief, the member of editorial board, and the reviewers who ensure the proceedings meet the highest standard in scientific publication. Thank you very much for your support and dedication. Our gratitude extended to leaders as well as members of all the working committees for their unwavering support, and the special thanks extended to IT unit, audiovisual unit, Uwawelasa University for the live streaming this event. And we also extend our thanks to the fundraising team for contact all the sponsors to provide strength in the financial aspect. The special note of thanks reserved to Bartlett Private Limited, CIC Agribusiness Private Limited, CIC Crop Guard Private Limited, AgroFarm Lanka Private Limited, who serves as main sponsors. We also express our heartfelt thanks to the DFCC Bank Badulla, Chiffy Products Sri Lanka Private Limited, Chanashakti Insurance Private Limited Badulla, Harishchandra Mills Private Limited, and Browns Private Limited, as well as Lipton Tea Infusion Ceylon Private Limited and the Randika Aquarium Farmhouse Private Limited for their generous financial contribution. But last but not least, our sincere appreciation goes to all the academic administrative and non-academic staff members of the Uwa University, everyone who support for the success of NSALS 24. Thank you all for unwavering support and the dedication. NSALS 24 would not have been success. It is with each and every one of you. Thank you once again. Thank you.
Thank you. As we bring the curtains down on the inaugural session of the first National Symposium of Agriculture and Life Science organized by the Faculty of Animal Science and Export Agriculture of Uwa University, we envision this forum serving as a dynamic platform for presenting research findings and promoting lively debate among the scholars. Get ready for the upcoming technical sessions starting after refreshment break. Join us for some refreshment and enjoy the moments at Staff Learning Center at UWU.
And thank you for being a part of this incredible gathering. We are about to capture a moment that will last a lifetime, our group photo. Get ready to showcase those brilliant smiles and fantastic energy. And another announcement, within 30 minutes of break, you are kindly requested to join for the tracks of our National Symposium on Agriculture and Life Sciences, and the distinguished panel of judges and all of the participants of 3MT competition would cordially invite to join with that incredible event in the same venue. Thank you.